Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the 2016-2017 school year and to the studios of TISD TV Channel 19. I'm Bill Coates with TISD Athletic Director Greg Priest, and we have a new format this year. We're calling it Inside TISD Sports. And boy, there's a lot to talk about, especially in the fall. And of course, as we switch gears to begin with Greg, let's start off and talk a little football. First of all, let's begin with our new coach at Robert E. Lee Clayton George.
Yeah, it's got off to a good start on Friday, so we're glad to have Clayton here. You know, he brought a whole new staff in from South Lake Carroll, and so you know, we're excited and look to see what he can bring to Robert E. Lee.
What was it about Clayton that, he comes from South Lake Carroll and a winning tradition there, and he's an East Texas guy, but what really got you guys fired up about Clayton George when you hired him?
Well, I think we want to have somebody that had East Texas roots also, but you know, you look at South Lake Carroll and the success that they've had, and anytime you get something with that type of pedigree, you know, that's what we want to try to bring here.
Now, nothing new about John Tyler. They just keep on winning, and of course, Rickland Holmes has been at this now for about 5 or 6 years, and his record is stellar. And with John Tyler, you know that Cujo brings the tradition, and it's just a great, great atmosphere at JT every year, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Coach Holmes has done a great job over there, and you know, preparing those kids for the next level, and yeah, they just keep reloading. So it's good, you know, it's taking that step up to 6A and being able to play Plano West this week, which is, I think, Plano West maybe the second largest high school in 6A, and you know, taking them on, and so we had great results this past Saturday.
Now, the district has changed. Things kind of got jumbled up again, and John Tyler and Lee, after several years of playing in a non-district game, JT is now back up to 6A, and Lee and JT are in the same district. How did that change things? Obviously, they're playing each other in a district game, but Longview's back in. How did that change your life?
You know, I think it helped a lot. You know, although John Tyler played a lot of local teams with Jacksonville, White House, Lindale, you know, they're going to pick up some travel. But bringing it in, especially with Lee having to travel every week, it did get some East Texas schools in here. So, you know, that's going to simplify some things. It'll be my first experience of having them both in here. So I know now those games have a lot more meaning now, and so it's going to be exciting to see how this plays out.
Now, of course, the district now includes not only JT, Lee, and Longview, but it also includes the 3 Mesquite schools and the 2 Rockwalls. Now, and this is your 3rd year as the athletic director, so really you haven't had a chance to work with Mesquite as the AD here, but boy, they were easy to work with. So just talk about the new district alignment for us.
And it's, you know, it's definitely going to be a tough district, especially for football. You know, having Longview and Rockwall and the Mesquite schools in there, but Steve Bragg, you know, especially going in, you can tell it's a different atmosphere when you go in there, and they're willing to work with you, and you know, especially with their, you know, we're not going to have Thursday night games, and so that's a big plus, and you know, we've got to do what's right for kids, and they get it, and so it's going to be fun to work with those guys and see what all happens.
Now, both coaches talk about a culture. Of course, John Tyler has that. They've had a winning culture for a number of years, but Coach George talks about creating a winning culture at Robert E. Lee. What do you think he means when he says that?
Well, I think it's providing great leadership for our kids. You know, holding them accountable, teaching them the values of trust, accountability, you know, all those things, that preparing them for life skills for kids, and making sure that academics is pushed. But you know, you know, we want to be sure that we take care of our kids, prepare them academically, personally, and athletically. That's what we've got to do, and I think that's the culture he wants to bring and trying to get those kids prepared.
Of course, again, when you came here as the athletic director, you set down some very specific goals for TISD and the athletic departments here, and you've made a lot of changes. Just talk a little bit about how far down the road you think you are now, and some of the goals that you have for this school year. Yeah,
I mean, I think, you know, we've definitely made some changes, but some of them were needed. The main thing we want to do is provide great leadership for our kids. And, you know, we have to have great people that care about kids, that, you know, winning is very important. You know, everybody, when you get in athletics, everybody wants to win, and we want to do that, but we've got to make sure that we're preparing our kids for the next level. You know, we talked in our staff meeting, we talked to our kids, I talked to the staff, you know, only 3% are ever going to go on to play at the next level. in college, and then only 1% may, are going to go professional.
Right.
So the majority of your kids, the last time they ever put a uniform on, that's their last game. They're never going to put that uniform on again and play a team sport. So, it's our duty to make sure that we're preparing those kids, and make sure that education is pushed, prepare them for society once they get out of high school, and being able to give back to the community.
Finally, Greg, as we wrap this segment up, what do you look for in a coach?
Character. Somebody, and I keep touching on leadership, but somebody that is a great leader, that has great morals, great character, that gets fired up, that really cares about kids and wants to do the best for them. We just got to have that. And I've always talked about, as I sat down with our staff, I think, and in general, I think we've battled the private schools and lost a lot of kids at private schools, and I think we've given people a reason to go to private school. Now we've got to give them a reason why to come back, and that's by getting great people, and that's how we're going to get this thing turned around.
This is Inside TISD Sports. I'm Bill Coates.